Okay, for this design, what we're going to do is project. Inside of project, it projects to the profile or to the surface that you wish to project it to. That's what it'll look like at the end. So, let's do an undo. First, you need to put a sketch in the plane location on where you want to send your profile to. It's not always good if it is exactly parallel and then you're projecting, because the sketch will stretch a little bit around when it's bending around corners. So pick the sketch, hit project, and then pick the surfaces you wish to throw it to. As you notice, when this thing's hitting, it's actually stretching a little bit, so it's not exactly the same radii. The other thing you can do, just to give you a quickie, is we can do a cut. So let's do a sweep cut. Watch this sweep cut. It's a lot different than what you'd expect. We're going to actually leave it on solid. We're going to cut, but we're going to cut with just the line. So this line is going to go through. Make sure that the line does not overlap itself. So this can get kind of difficult on figuring out how far to go in. So right here we're going to go in this far, and then once we start to lap around, we want to subtract the material. When we're subtracting the material, this shows you where it's going to cut the piece out, but incorrect side. So we can flip, and when we flip, it now shows the cut. Now remember, when you do a cut like this, this can become very, very expensive. This is 5th axis. So in order to get that type of profile to come out of there. So it is tough, it is expensive, but it is doable. So when you hit check, that's what the profile will look like. The other thing you got to watch out for is I've got a pinhole here, so I don't want to hit that pinhole. When you double click, you can't really edit it. You can double click the sketch and edit the sketch. So if we look at the sketch scenario right there, we'd want to change that 36 to maybe a 0.5 and bring the height down to 1.1. Now when we look at it, we're not hitting the hole. The other thing you should watch out for is when you're doing scenarios like this, turn yourself over to wireframe. And what wireframe will do is it'll give you an idea how close you are to that hole. So, because it gets pretty close and pretty hard to get. This is an interesting way to do it, but it's not always the correct way. Remember the old school way? This just shows you how the project works. So if I delete the sweep and stuff like this, let the truck pass by. Now I grab that sketch. If we just do an extrude cut, remember to keep it simple. If we do an extrude cut, we can cut straight into this just like a machinist would. And we subtract the material out. This would be 10 times cheaper and pretty quick for the process. Just make sure you're not hitting the hole. And now you can see that that part goes in. I cut the boss a little bit, so on scenarios like that, edit the sketch, edit the depth on it, and just don't go all the way in. And right there you can see where it's getting a little bit of a wall hang up over here on this. So just adjust your things minorly, and there we go. So we've got that cut. Hope this helps you out. See you guys on the other side.